They wanted quick money, but they never imagined the nightmare that was waiting for them. Come with me and let's find out together as we dive into this thrilling movie. Hey friends, today we bring you another captivating film that will keep you at the edge of your seat. It's both educational and fascinating. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe for more exciting stories from us. This movie begins in a small house where a lady named Zara was being advised by Mena about the house rent she couldn't pay. Mina told her to humble herself and put away her pride because the new tenant moving in might help them with the rent. They laughed and mocked each other as the conversation went on. Hours later, a young lady named Kelly, a content creator, arrived to rent Mina's guest room. When Zara saw her, she quickly ran to change her clothes because she happened to be one of Kelly's followers on Instagram. Kelly was introduced by Shola, the agent, and said she would be staying for about 6 months. As she looked around, Zara entered, and before long, Zara and Kelly were already in a heated argument. Mina calmed Zara down, and after Kelly announced she would be moving in the next day, she left. Mina confronted Zara for her behavior, reminding her that since she couldn't pay her share of the rent, she had little say in the house matters. While Zara spoke negatively about Kelly, Mina received a money transfer from Kelly. Moments later, she felt downhearted because she hadn't sent money to her mother in weeks. The next morning, Mina was on a call with a man she loved. After he promised to send her money the next day, she hung up and called Osas, the mastermind behind a business they were both involved in, asking for her share once the payment dropped. He told her to aim for the main catch that could buy her a car. She was excited. Later that day, Kelly moved in and complained about the door being left open. When she asked Zara about Mina, it led to yet another misunderstanding. Kelly later told Abel, her cinematographer, about their encounter and the content they would be shooting the next day, giving him some money, which caught Mina's attention. Kelly was filming content in her room when Mina checked on her. Kelly explained she earned money from content creation and promised to teach Mina. Zara, however, refused to learn from Kelly, calling her arrogant. Instead, she went to visit her boyfriend, Pato. At Pato's place, she found him with another woman, who he claimed was his brother's friend. She wanted to question him, but he told her to focus on cooking for him instead. After she prepared the meal, Pato criticized her cooking, telling her to improve her skills and stop nagging. The next day, while Kelly was showcasing her outfits for content, Zara mocked her for wearing fake items. Kelly fired back, showing off her possessions, and the two almost fought. In the chaos, Mina tried to separate them, but got hit by mistake. She angrily reminded both women that they were struggling and should focus on building themselves instead of fighting. Another day, Zara bought a tripod to start her own content creation. When Kelly later saw Zara's post and noticed her low engagement, she laughed, feeling superior. But here's the real question. Is Zara's problem jealousy, or is something deeper going on? One afternoon, while Zara relaxed, Mina worked on her computer. Kelly came in with an expensive shoe and bag delivery, which caught Mina's attention. Later that night, Zara checked the price of Kelly's items and was shocked at how expensive they were, yet vowed to get them herself. The next day, Zara's car refused to start. When Mina asked Kelly to help on Zara's behalf, Kelly refused, saying Zara should ask for herself. Kelly and Mina then left without her. At a shopping mall, Kelly ran into an old friend named Dapo, who complimented her on her apartment and car. She walked out on him, calling him names. Later, while Kelly was teaching Mina content creation, Zara entered with the expensive bag, claiming it was a gift. Mina didn't seem impressed, reminding Zara she hadn't paid her share for household expenses. Zara tried to make Kelly jealous, but Kelly wasn't moved. Guys, from the look of things, how are these ladies really making their money? Let's watch and find out. One morning, Zara received countless calls, but she ignored them. That same day, she was at Pato's place, asking him for money to settle her rent. He told her she would get it by the end of the month, but she kept pressuring him. Pato got angry and walked away, wondering why she had been asking for money every single day she came to his house. Meanwhile, Mina shared her plan with Kelly to gather people for her Forex trading project. But looking at the requirements, it seemed the engagement would cost a fortune. Not long after, there was a knock at the door. Kelly tried to hide, but it turned out the visitor was a car dealer she owed money to. He collected his car keys and left. Zara walked in, upon hearing what happened, began mocking Kelly, singing and calling her names. Kelly got so upset that she switched to speaking in pidgin English at the top of her voice, saying she wasn't proud of the lifestyle she was living and that no one should rub it in her face. She admitted it wasn't easy, neither was she happy. Then she went to her room in tears. Mina and Zara were both shocked as they discussed the incident and went to their rooms. Another day, Zara tried calling her boyfriend but got no response. She decided to go to his place, only to catch him cheating with another woman. When she tried to fight the woman, Pato threw her out and continued from where he stopped. That same day, while Kelly was working on her content, she noticed Zara looking sad. Zara explained what happened, and Kelly consoled her, before later making fun of her as time went on. Not long after, Mina got a call from a loan company, saying Zara hadn't paid up her loan. Because Zara had used Mina as a guarantor, Mina got furious and warned the customer care agent never to call her again. Mina confronted Zara about the loan, and Zara finally admitted she used the money to buy the expensive bag, which Kelly confirmed was fake. Mina gave her a serious warning never to involve her in such foolishness again. Kelly later came to console Zara, offering to help her with $100,000 out of the $500,000 she needed. From then on, the two began getting along and even making fun of Mina, enjoying the feeling of belonging to the higher class together. Just like the saying goes, your worst enemy can become your best friend. Now that Kelly and Zara are close, where will this new friendship lead them? Days later, Kelly was preparing to go out, and Zara offered her car for her to use. But Kelly mocked the condition of the car as they both laughed in the kitchen. One day, Mina called Osas to demand her share of the money a client had paid into his account, but he refused to send her cut. When she threatened to involve others, he hung up on her. Mina told both friends what was going on, that Osas owed her $45,000 out of $200,000. Kelly then realized Mina was into fraud. She insisted they take action against Osas, but Mina was so frustrated she didn't want to pursue it. They began brainstorming ways to make money, but none of their ideas seemed worth it. Finally, the cat was out of the bag. All three women were living secret lives, hiding their true identities. But how far could they go to maintain their lifestyles? Early the next morning, Kelly shared a big idea with Mina and Zara. In the living room, she told them about becoming high-class escorts, earning $500,000 without sleeping with the men. She claimed they could make as much as $5,000 a night, depending on their packaging. Mena wasn't comfortable with the idea, but Zara was eager to start. Kelly mentioned a man named Dapo, who would take 20% of their earnings, and they all agreed to meet him. The next day, Dapo arrived and was impressed with Kelly and Zara, though Mina didn't seem to fit in. Her friends covered for her. When Mina asked if they would be sleeping with the men, Dapo said as long as the men were happy, they would pay. Dapo took them to meet his madam. After briefing them, she mentioned that wealthy men would be coming that weekend, offering each of them Zordal 2 million. But when Mina realized they would have to sleep with the men, she refused. Dapo was furious at the embarrassment. Kelly tried to persuade her, but Mina walked home on foot after Dapo refused to drive them. Back at the house, Kelly and Zara tried again to convince her, but she went to her room. Why do you think Mina is refusing to sell her body for money? Let's find out together. One day, a friend of Kelly, who already knew her current situation, visited. Kelly tried to lie, but it wasn't working. Zara stood by her side as they drove off. Zara expected Kelly to face her reality, but Kelly kept speaking out of the pain of the things she couldn't avoid. However, Mina came across a post from Osas, showing off the luxury life he was living, and she began to wish him bad. Later that day, Kelly was able to persuade Mina into having an affair with a rich man, and she agreed, but only for one night. That night, after they had finished their business with the rich men, they returned home and celebrated, as they now had much more money at their disposal. Days later, Mina's sister called about their mother's spinal cord surgery and other expenses. which would cost millions of naira. Mina felt bad instantly and sent her sister some money for their mother's treatment. Mina told her friends about this, explaining that she was now left with 700,000 because she had lost money in a trade. Zara and Kelly, on the other hand, had used most of their own money to buy shoes, bags, and wigs, leaving themselves with very little. Zara insisted they call Dapo because they were broke and for the sake of Mina's sick mother, so they had no choice. When they called Dapo to say they were ready, he told them about the men they would be meeting that night, who would pay them $2,000 each. Kelly and Zara were fine with it, but Mina had no choice but to join. Before Dapo left, Mina privately told him her period had just started, but he assured her that there was a special man who liked it that way. That night, in the room, Mina was interrogated by the man before he finally became sexually satisfied, and they began what they came for. Zara was with her own customer, but he turned out to be very violent and rough with her. The next morning, Mina was given $2,500. When she went to check on Zara, she found her lying on the floor, bruised and helpless. Dapo arrived to collect his share of the money and told them to forget what happened to Zara because there was nothing they could do. When Mina insulted and threatened him, Dapo switched into a street boy character, so they gave him his money and he left. Mina and Kelly then consoled Zara. Days later, Mina had a strange dream about that night with the man, and when she woke up, her bed was covered in blood. From that day on, Mina had not been herself. One particular day, she couldn't even walk down the stairs without the help of her friends. She revealed that she had been on her period for more than 11 days and that her body had changed since that night. Zara believed it was spiritual and insisted on reaching out to a pastor, but Kelly wanted to wait for the final medical results first. Weeks later, Mina became so negative that she asked who would take care of her mother if she died. Zara consoled her, assuring her that everything would be fine. After some time, Mina and her friends went to seek help from a pastor, explaining what had happened with the man she slept with before the bleeding started, which had now lasted for almost a month. The pastor shared the word of faith with them and spoke about genuine repentance. They promised to give their lives to Christ. He prayed for Mina, and from that day, things began to change. The bleeding stopped, and she started to recover. She and her friends became deeply committed to God and active in church. One day, the pastor prayed for them and encouraged them never to return to that lifestyle, because not many survive it. He warned them that men out there are looking for easy ways to make money, and young ladies are their targets. The three friends promised to change and to tell the world their story. From that day on, Mina, Kelly, and Zara began to pray and worship God in their home. One fateful day, Zara and her friends recorded a video sharing their testimony about how God saved their lives and encouraged young ladies to wait for God's timing and plan. The moral lesson of this movie is, no matter how desperate life becomes, taking shortcuts to wealth can destroy your health, dignity, and future. True peace, provision, and purpose come only from God, and His timing is always best. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to click the subscribe button for more amazing movies coming your way. Bye!